Yo, what up guys, beside me here. The Wixwell fusion, the fusion for the month of May 2024 is finally in the game. We can see the event calendar has dropped on the Discord and everywhere. So in this video, I want to break it down, going into this fusion with a game plan, thinking far ahead, makes sure you don't miss your step on the way and fail the fusion. This is going to be an old school fusion, so it's the more difficult one. That's even the more reason why you should plan before it even goes crazy. Right now the dragon tournament is going on, backed up with the dungeon divers, so that's why I'm farming it from day one. This is what I'm going to be spending all my energy on today, and I'm going to tell you all the other things that are going to be coming up in this fusion calendar. In case you're not on the Discord and you've not seen it, here it is for the first time. That is all the events and tournaments that you have to complete to get all these rares, 4 rares per fusion to fuse one epic. So you need 4 rares to fuse one epic, 4 rares. It's total 16 rares. So another thing we normally do is we don't try to fuse them on the first day. Let's just break it down from the first one. Let's see. The first one is starting with dragon and dungeon divers. Like I said, I'm already starting this from day 1, Thursday, today. And there is no reason not to start it today. But you don't have to start using your saved up gems. You don't have to start using your saved up energy from day 1. You might want to hold on to that. Wait till tomorrow reset happens, you get more energy, you get more daily resets, you get more resources from different areas. There you can use the freely obtainable energy to see if that's gonna be enough for you to complete dragon tournament. I know it's not gonna be enough to complete the dungeon divers, obviously. At least for the dragon, once you're done with the dragon, you can go ahead and stop at that point right here. I'm talking about this first day, right? So you can stop at the dragon tournament once you're done with it. No need to use dragon to push dungeon divers further. Instead, check out dragon is running all the way to Sunday. You can stop on Thursday, you can stop on Friday, and switch over to the next thing on the event calendar, which is going to be champion training. This one is going to be a very long one. So this one, champion training, can take you all the way to maybe by Saturday you finish champion training if you have enough resources, or you can still farm it all the way till Sunday. But your hope is, while doing all that champion training in the campaign, you can get some dungeon divers points that way. That's why I'm not using dragon to complete dungeon divers. So that's the first strategy I can think about to help you save some resources. Don't use dragon to go all the way to complete dungeon divers. Instead, use a little bit of champion training with the dragon to complete dungeon divers 1. Even if you don't use the entire champion training to complete dungeon divers, because that's going to be a lot of campaign farming, but it's recommended that you at least try to get some dungeon divers points from champion training while you level up some champions in the campaign. All right, so tomorrow being a Friday, we can see that a champion chase is coming up. It coincides with a 2x on ancient shards, so that's one that a lot of players do not want to miss, especially newer players who are going for this content. This is your best time to pull your ancient shard. But guess what? Champion chase is 2x event is not the best way to complete champion chase. The best way to complete champion chase is by summoning those old shards that you saved up. Let me quickly up it back up and so you can see it on the screen what I'm talking about. This is the noob to pro, right? So if I head over to the noob to pro example, champion chase are best completed with this mithril fragments that I have. I can summon it that day. I can summon Bovos, I can summon Archmage Helmont. So these are the best ways to complete champion chase. That's why they added it together with a 2x event that will make you want to summon your ancient shard. 2x event to summon ancient shard mixed up with a 10x with some amazing champions. If I could bring up that news that I announced yesterday. I didn't really talk about it yesterday because it feels like just another 2x event, right? But this one is quite special because it coincides with a 10x to summon War Master Autorion. War Master Autorion will be summoned as part of that 2x, and his 10x is shorter by 1 day. So those are the champions available right here. But even players that are not going for this fusion will summon their shards for this champion chase tournament to get 2x events of boosted chance of getting epics and maybe legendaries if you're lucky enough. So the question is, endgame players like myself who have 150 closer to 200 ancient shards saved up, we don't look at 2x event and get excited anymore. What I'm gonna do on my main account, which is currently in the background right now farming dragon, I can't show you right now, but yeah, I do have a lot of ancient saved up right there. Instead, what I'm gonna do on that main account is see if I can get fragments, right? see if you can do some summons for some of these old fusions, whether it's Relic Keeper, whether it's Rising, whether it's Broadmoor, or whether it's Lady Mikage. If you've been saving up that, these are the best ways to complete champion chase. So that's what I'm gonna be doing on my main account. See if I can fuse some epics over here, see if I can fuse more copies of Relic Keeper, and see if that's gonna help me get some champion chase points. So champion chase also, if you look at the calendar again, it coming at the last day, right? Yeah, this calendar is on the screen. It's coming at the last day. When I say last day, I mean the 4th event. That means you picked up Dungeon Divers by Sunday. You picked up Dragon, 1 rare from Dragon by Sunday. And then Champion Training also give you 1 rare, right? Yes, 1 rare from Champion Training. You pick that up. And then when you pick up Champion Chase rare, you can go ahead and summon him that day. When I mean summon, I mean fuse the epic that day. I guess they are bringing Champion Chase early in this point in the game because they don't want us to go crazy and save all our rares and then use it to get Champion Chase points almost at the end. So it's quite sad that it's coming in at the early stages and not the end stage. I would have preferred Champion Chase comes later after we've saved up all these rares, but right now it's coming in early, so I don't think I can even summon 1 copy of this champion. Well, if you're summoning shards on that Friday, watch out, you might be lucky enough to get this epic champion, which will make your fusion a lot easier. I should get out of the way right here. So there she is. So you might be lucky enough to pick up 1 copy of her from your epics if you're opening ancient shards on Friday. So that's what you want to look forward to. This is going to make your entire fusion a lot easier if you're one of those lucky players that can obtain her from one of those lucky pools. All right, that's the first thing I was trying to do, see if I can pick up 4 copies of the rares before Champion Chase ends, but it seems like it's not going to be possible. I have to complete Champion Chase in order to get it, so I don't know. Anyway, you can do Champion Chase points. Ancient Shard is going to be the best way to do it. If you're opening Sacred Shards, just know that there is another summoning event coming up, which I'll scroll to right now and see if there's anything special. Artifact announcement 1, as usual, nothing special there. Classic Arena takedown 1, Ice Golem. Then it coincides with Dungeon Divers. So after the first Champion Chase ends with Dungeon Divers ends, the second Dungeon Divers will coincide with the Ice Golem. So when the Ice Golem starts on Sunday, there's no need to touch it. Ooh, Ice Golem actually cuts into the first Dungeon Divers. I did not notice this. So let me draw a line right here. So that first Dungeon Divers that I was complaining, that's why. So we can always complete Dungeon Divers with Dragon, with Champion Training, and with the first Ice Golem. So that's the line right here that cuts across all of them. This Ice Golem cuts into that first Dungeon Divers and also cuts into the second Dungeon Divers. So you do not have to worry about the first Dungeon Divers being too long because you have 2 dungeon events that cuts into it and 1 Champion Training. It's nice to check out these plans. So immediately I finish Dragon, I will stop. Right now my Dragon tournament farming is still going on. Immediately I'm done with the rare champion in Dragon, I will stop farming it and wait till Ice Golem launches on Sunday to continue farming the Dragon. But take note, this Sunday the Dungeon Divers ends, so make sure you don't use or you don't wait. That's why I say use a little bit of Champion Training. While you're waiting for Sunday, you can start doing Champion Training to get some Champion Dungeon Divers points before Ice Golem starts. All right. So when Ice Golem finally finishes with the first Dungeon Divers, the second Dungeon Divers comes up the next day. So I can pause and wait until second Dungeon Divers comes around. And let's see the second Dungeon Divers, what cuts into it, only Ice Golem. That's going to be a difficult one. Well, we'll have a little bit of Champion Training cut into it, but that's not enough. That's not going to be enough. We also have a little bit of Fire Knight. Okay, now that's enough. So this second Dungeon Divers also cuts into Fire Knight and Ice Golem. Those 2 events are cutting into it. So if I can draw that coloration right there so you can see. So that's going to be how you complete that second Dungeon Divers with Fire Knight and with the Dungeon Divers. The ending of the Dungeon Divers cuts into it. Beginning of the Fire Knight cuts into it. We have another Dungeon Divers 3 cutting into the Fire Knight and Spider. So that's also going to be how you complete these other dungeon divers. So you have Fire Knight and Spider tournament coming up that will help you complete this dungeon divers 3 right there. Damn, that's quite a plan. So this is going to help you make those dungeon divers a lot easier. That's why I'm focusing on them, because if you're not careful about double dipping like this, you will spend so much time completing an entire dungeon divers, and then a new event comes around that has no dungeon divers attached to it. So you always want to farm this spider, you want to farm the Fire Knight, you want to farm the Ice Golem and the Dragon when a dungeon divers aligns with them. That's what I just drew right here. I don't know if my drawing is clear enough, but that's what I'm trying to aim for. Now that the dungeon divers are all out of the way, like I said, Classic Arena 1, Classic Arena 2, Classic Arena 2, they don't mean anything, they don't take much time. What I'm looking forward to next is artifact enhancement. After the first Dragon and Champion training, you have artifact enhancement to do. You have some silver by then to do the first artifact enhancement. After the Ice Golem and Dungeon Divers 2, you have another artifact enhancement coming up, which you might not be able to complete because you don't have silver by then, but by farming Fire Knight and Champion training, you might have some silver to do second artifact enhancement 2. Now, after the spider farming, when you farm some accessories from the spider, you now have a third artifact enhancement coming up. So that's going to be the last one. That's another challenging one that if you're not prepared with 20, 40, 100 million silver before it starts, you might have a hard time. And you want to pair it after farming, do a gear cleanse. After farming dungeons, do a gear cleanse. That's why I was trying to link it up to a Fire Knight. I was trying to link it up to a spider. I was trying to link it up to a dragon. Once I'm done with that, I go do a gear cleanse. Right now, as I speak, my gear is full. And if I should go over there, I'm waiting for the first artifact enhancement to start. See, my gear is almost 400 maxed out because I'm waiting for an artifact enhancement to cleanse it. Oh, you can't see it right there on the screen. That's it. I'm waiting for artifact enhancement to cleanse this gear. And this is how I complete it, by maxing out my gear before artifact enhancement 1 starts. All right, now that I've pointed that out, let's see what else other tips I can glimpse from this fusion calendar. The next challenging thing that besides artifact enhancement, besides dungeon divers, is the summoning. So let's say the first summoning event, which is the champion chase, you're prepared for it, right? Because you're prepared. It's first with 2x events, so you went ahead and opened your ancient shard. Well, guess what? I'll even put that one in red because that's one thing that will make most players fail this fusion. So the first one is the champion chase. Where is it? In red. Champion chase 1. And the second one will be this one. Summon rush. These two on the calendar are what will make most newer players fail a fusion if they are not prepared for it. The summon rush will require you at least 6 sacred shards. Normally it used to be 4 or 3, but now it's estimated 6 to 7 sacred shards that you can have to summon to complete summon rush. So if you've not saved up for that, or the equivalent in ancient voids or even primal shards can help you complete this summon rush, so you have to be prepared for it. So that's just to get the rare. Now, if you're one of those players who have to think big brain, let's put up our thinking caps right now. Sorry about this one. I had to just open this calendar, look at it first with you guys. I didn't prepare my plan before I recorded the video. I'm preparing it right now as I record the video. So I thought about a big brain plan, which we've done in previous fusions. We've done it in previous videos before. It's always, how can we complete and get this epic champion right here? It will also be in red. I'll put it in red because this is a big brain move right here. How can you get this epic champion without doing one of these summoning events? So if you can pick up this epic champion, 1 copy of this epic champion, it means you can skip 4 of the other events. So pick out which event you hate the most. Do you hate Dungeon Divers 3? Do you hate Artifact Enhancement 3 or Artifact Enhancement 2? You run out of silver. You can just pick up 4 events and skip them entirely, because all those events have 1 rare, 1 rare, 1 rare, 1 rare of these rare champions, right? So if you can pick up a copy of this epic champion, you can skip out on 4 events. So here is the big brain plan that I'm thinking. Most players who are looking at this 2x ancient should not touch it. This day, Friday launches, 2x ancient comes around. Don't pull your ancient shard. Just keep 2x ancient entirely. Save all your ancient shards, save all your sacred shards, save all your voice shards. Why? Because you're saving them for this summon rush right here. Summon rush right here. So that means you cannot stop at 6 sacred shards for summon rush. If you want to get this summon rush for this epic champion, you see it's linked, right? So this summon rush is linked right here to this one. If you want to get this summon rush to get this epic champion, you have to go the extra mile. I'm thinking 12 sacred shards. I don't have previous events to look at or to compare, but I don't know how many it will be. 12, 13, 15 sacred shards. I don't think it will go that high, but basically you have to pull a lot of points, more than 6,000 points, more than 7,000 points in summon rush points. It's more than 5,000 for sure. So we'll have to see what others have to say about it to see the calendar. I mean, to see the breakdown of the points comparing previous ones. If anybody knows the previous summon rush points that they did like this, maybe that person can add it to the Discord or something. Let me compare. But I know it's not going to be just 5 sacred shards. It's going to be up to 10 at least for you to get the highest number of points in summon rush. So by going all out, by saving all your shards for a summon rush that gives you this epic, you now can skip 4 events from all this craziness that is happening in this fusion. So that's what I might do for an endgame account like my main account right here. If I switch over and show you what the game plan might look like for me, 2x ancient looks good, right? 2x ancient, but for an endgame player, we are trying to save 200 ancient shards. Why? Because of those guaranteed legendary events where they say pull 200 ancients and get 1 guaranteed legendary champion. Those are the type of targeted events endgame players like to go for, like my endgame account. So over here on my account, I'm not going to pull my ancient shard on Friday. The Noob to Pro will post a video of pulling ancient shard for sure, but this account will not touch our ancient shard. It's not because I don't have enough ancient to complete the champion chase, but I'd rather complete the champion chase with fragments, and I do not have fragments. And I do not have old school fusion saved up Relic Keeper or Broadmoor. Well, I have Relic Keeper, but not Broadmoor. Two copies of, at least 2 copies of Relic Keeper I have it saved up. But I'm not touching champion chase, that's what I'm saying. So if I skip out on champion chase, I've already missed out on 1 rare. It's quite risky, I tell you. So if I skip out on champion chase, and what else can I skip out on? Is it even worth it to skip out on things like this? I don't know, but that's one way to look at it. If you don't have enough shards for both events, if you don't have enough shards for the champion chase and the summon rush, I recommend you save everything for the summon rush. I think this is what most players who don't have enough shards will do. Save all your shards, ancients, mysteries, primal, every shard, save it for the summon rush so you can pick up this epic right here. This is the best way to complete the fusion. By all means, this is the best way, at least for newer players. So if I look at my Noob to Pro account like this, if I wanted to go for this fusion and I look at my shard count, I have 5 secret shards right here. Is that enough? I think that's enough. But if I save everything right here for the summon rush, it will now give me an opportunity to skip out on these more difficult events. Why I recommend skipping out on 4 events is because the Dungeon Divers is difficult. The champion training tournaments are long, super long, and there are 2 of them. Champion training 1, champion training 2. 2 champion training are coming up. Dungeon Divers, there are 3 of them. So if you have the energy, the gems to go crazy and the time to do all this stuff, go for them. But if you don't have the time or the energy, skip out on 4 events and go crazy for this one. This is your savior. So this is your savior right here. By going for this line, this entire line that I linked to the 3 red arrows right here, the summon rush is your savior. So I don't know if you can see this one right here. This is the savior, Summon Rush. So go crazy for it and complete it the best way you can. And yeah, that's what I would recommend for newer players who are thinking about whether they have enough resources for both 2 summoning events, or they have enough energy or time for 3 dungeon divers, or 2 champion training. If you don't have enough, just please save all your resources and go crazy for Summon Rush so you can skip out on maybe 2 dungeon divers. Who would love to skip out on 2 dungeon divers and 1 artifact enhancement and 1 summoning event? Me, maybe. So I think that's what I will do. I've not decided yet. Let me know your plan below, what you think about this, my plan of maybe skipping out on 2x ancient and save all your shards instead for the Summon Rush. Go crazy for the Summon Rush. You're guaranteed to get that epic, right? If the points are reasonable, 10, 13 sacred shards, you get that epic and skip out on 4 other crazy events that you don't have time or energy for. So that's what my plan for this fusion feels like from the initial onset, from the first day we're looking at this fusion calendar. That's what it feels like we should do. That seems like the best way to go about this, so you have time to do other things when you know you've boldly skipped out on 4 crazy events that you do not like to do. Now the problem with me on my personal account is I might skip out on champion chase today, and guess what, I still now go complete dungeon divers, complete all the artifact enhancements, and it feels like I only skipped out on 1 rare. So if you're gonna skip out on 1 rare tomorrow, Friday, from the champion chase, please take time to also skip out on 3 other rares. Don't skip out on 1 rare and then complete 15 other rares. It makes no sense. I usually do this on my account because as you play the game naturally, you find yourself completing those events you thought would be difficult. So that's one thing I have to remind myself, that if I'm gonna skip champion chase, then I'm gonna boldly skip out on 3 other events also, so I end up with exactly what, 12 rares? No, 16 rares, right? I don't know. So anyways, that's my fusion plan right here, breaking it down so you guys can choose what you think is the best plan for yourself. Hopefully this one helps you see this fusion plan in a different light. You can go over there and do everything as usual. That's why I put this one in red, because it's for those players who have enough resources saved up. That line right here cuts it across. The first part, everything at the top, is for everybody. Do everything, get this champion, fuse all the epics, and that's it. Easy for you. Now for the big brain players who are thinking, I don't have enough resources, how can I go about doing this? You want to outplay, you want to outsmart Plarium, go ahead and do this other plan to get this champion instead, to get this epic champion instead, by saving all your shards from champion chase. Don't summon for the champion chase and go crazy on Friday the 17th for this Summon Rush that will give you the epic champion that you skipped out on 4 others to get. So I don't know if she's good enough to get 1 extra copy of, because some epics are so good in raid that out of using them for a fusion for Wixwell, you also want to hold one copy for yourself. I don't know if she's that good. I've not checked out her skills. Maybe in a different video on a different day we might talk about her from the free-to-play perspective. For those players who are not going for Wixwell but they want a copy of this Quivergrass, that's a name. You want a copy of her, I'll see if she's worth it from the free-to-play perspective, from the noob to pro perspective, to see if we can go ahead and get 4 rares and fuse her and be done with it, because that's what most players will need, and she's going to help you in that faction, of course. Let's see, we'll see her skills. I don't know anything about her. I just wanted to break this down for you guys and tell you how I'm approaching this, and so far I think I'm leaning towards still completing everything. But for my free-to-play accounts, we can simply go for the red zone and skip out on 4 other events that we don't like. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily Raid Shadowlands content. Later, guys.